Hi and welcome to another edition of Easy English. I'm John and I hope you're well. Today we're going to look at two very important sounds, t and d. Now there are a couple of things that can go wrong with t and d, so I want to show you how we can get these correct. First of all, the two sounds can be mixed up easily, t and d, because they're formed in a similar part of the mouth. And secondly, you may omit to make the sounds. You may not be making the sounds and you think you are making those sounds on the ends of the words. Now that's a problem because British English speakers, they listen out for the t and d sounds, and it really helps them to understand the words that you are saying. So, let's take an example here. This lady is talking about her iPod, and the listener thinks that they're talking about a flower pot. This is simply because the d sound is sounding like a t to the listener. So how can we get that right? Well, first of all, in the IPA chart, where the consonants are there in green, we can see that the t and d sounds in the phonetic alphabet chart are very close together. And that means that the position of the tongue in the mouth is in a very similar place. So this is why it's easy to get them. But I will show you that they are very different sounds and how to pronounce them correctly. So let's take t. To form the t, you need the tip of your tongue to touch the back of the upper teeth and have the teeth together like you're smiling. Then you quickly pull back the tongue and release air so it hisses through the lips. T, t, t. If you have a piece of paper, t, t, it's a plosive sound, so the paper will move. There's no vibration in the throat. The d sound is formed in a very different way, even though the tongue is in a similar position, very near to in the other sound. So here, the tongue is on the palate just above the upper teeth. D. So you hold the tongue there momentarily and then pull it back. D. Releasing some air, but it's not plosive, it's not a sudden explosion of air. All of the noise is coming from the throat. The throat is vibrating. D, d, d. Hold your throat and try that. D, d. So it's a vibration in the throat is a voiced sound. So this is the practice activity. So I want you to get a dictation app that I'll show you in the next slide, and then try saying these words. Pod, pot, pod, pot. If you use our method, which is showing you how to make the sounds, how they're formed in the mouth, and then also listening correctly, maybe get an online Oxford Dictionary, click on the loudspeaker and listen carefully to those noises, and then a practice activity and a way to self-check. So here, one of the self-checking methods is when you're carrying out that activity, saying pod, pot, use a dictation app. They're built into the Mac and Windows. On a Mac, you just hit the function key twice and it will type the noises you're making. Is it typing P-O-T for pot? Is it typing P-O-D for pod? If it is, you're getting it right. So I've got Word open here, and this is how you can self-check. So for example, if you just hit the function key twice and bring up the speech to text operations, let's practice that d and t sounds. Pod, pot, full stop. Now we can see here that I'm definitely pronouncing the D and T sounds. And this can be the difference between two different objects you're talking about, so very important. The other common mistake that I mentioned earlier with these consonant sounds on the ends of words is that you may think you're making the sounds, but you're not actually making a sound at all. Now, a way to check that is to use a waveformat such as Audacity, and then simply say the words pod, and you'll see there's a little waveform where the consonant D sound is. Pot, and you'll see a little waveform here. So you know you're making a noise. So the first thing is check that you are actually making a noise. Surprised that you might be surprised. You think you're making a noise, you're not. And then make sure that you've practiced the activity of how to form the noise and that you're pronouncing it correctly. Well, that's all from Easy English, British English Today. Please do subscribe to the channel, give us the thumbs up, do ring my bell, and then you'll get all the notifications with the next activities. Thank you.